Hello, wrestling fans, boxing fans, and everybody out there. How are you? It's ride time. Wrestling and boxing forever. Now, the Royal Rumble was on Saturday. This is Sunday. Here's what went down. Well, Bianca Belair, she kept her women's world title. Um, let's see. Kevin Owens was defeated by Roman Reigns. That was a foregone conclusion that he would lose to Roman. I didn't see him winning. Another thing was this lights out, this pitch black match. Why didn't they just call it a glow in the dark match? Because that's what it was. It was difficult to follow. It was hard to make sense of. Uncle Howdy came through. It was just a mess. Just a mess. The winners of the Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley won the Women's Royal Rumble. For the Men's Royal Rumble, Booker T was a surprise entrant. Edge came back from injury. Long story short, the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble was Cody Rhodes. And I wasn't really shocked there either, but the biggest story for me was Nia Jax. She came back at the Women's Royal Rumble. She didn't win it, of course. They finally let Jay Briscoe on All Elite Wrestling Dynamite in a tribute matchup against Jay Lethal to his brother, Mark Briscoe. They finally let Mark Briscoe on All Elite Wrestling Dynamite. And the Bella Twins, they were kind of upset because during Raw 30, the WWE didn't talk about the Women's Revolution very much. And they could have done a little bit more to talk about the Women's Revolution. They could have did a little bit more to talk about the Women's Revolution in WWE. But they didn't. And to me, it just sounded like the Bella Twins were whining and complaining. This was covered by Jim Cornette's Experience. Shout out to Jim Cornette. I am a big fan of Jim Cornette. And it just sounds like they were complaining that they were not involved with Raw 30. they talked about Sasha Banks not being included. They talked about Paige not being included. First of all, Saraya Knight, aka Paige, she's under contract to All Elite Wrestling. So, of course, WWE is not going to talk about talent that's not on their roster anymore. Okay? Secondly, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, or whatever her name is now, she's not under contract either. And if you guys remember, the way she left the company, it wasn't on the best terms. So I don't see them talking about talent that's no longer on their roster. And another thing is there's a lot of women. There's a lot of women. Even before there was a Bella Twins, even before there was a Sasha Banks or a Naomi, there was a whole bunch of them that were on the first Monday Night Raw and so on. Sherry Martel, one of the best in-ring workers / managers on the planet. Medusa Michelli, one of the most respected female performers in professional wrestling. Leilani Kai, Judy Martin, the Jumping Bomb Angels, Candy Devine, Miss Jacqueline, Tammy Cinch, aka Sunny. Like, these were a bunch of female WWE female participants, competitors, whatever you want to call them, and they didn't talk about them at the Raw 30 event. Scott Hall, I don't even think was mentioned at Raw 30. The thing is, there was a lot. Kamala didn't get mentioned at Raw 30. Now, Kamala's been on Monday Night Raw. Giant Gonzalez been on Monday Night Raw. John Tenter's been on Monday Night Raw. Yokozuna's been on Monday Night Raw. Them Hart brothers been on Monday Night Raw. Davey, Brian Pillman, the Anvil, they all been on Monday Night Raw. I don't remember them being mentioned all that often. But you don't see any of their friends or family, or you don't hear them talking or throwing a temper tantrum about it. It is what the heck it is. I mean, Eric Bischoff was on Raw. Booker T had been on Raw. They didn't mention him all that much. But you don't hear them going on podcasts and whining and complaining about it. You know, the Royal Rumble, to me, when it comes to the men's Royal Rumble, it went as expected. I mean, Cody won. Number 30, Cody won. As far as the women's Royal Rumble, she was a good choice to win. You know, Rhea Ripley, she was a good choice. Sami Zayn is becoming a face. Some people say that he's going to be the one to beat Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. The NWA, January 31st, they're coming back with live wrestling action. They'll be in Tennessee, I believe. And then February 11th is their next pay-per-view, which is called Nuff Said. the pay-per-view will have Tyrus defending the world's title against Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona never lost. He had to give up the belt due to injury. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So to me, it was the Bella Twins. To me, they just sounded like they were whining. Like, the WWE could have put more emphasis on the female wrestlers. You know, gave them a little bit more credit. But you didn't hear Ivory complain. You didn't hear Jacqueline complain. You didn't hear Terry Reynolds complain. And this is before the Bella. This is before the Bella Twins. So I don't have anything personal against the Bellas. I actually like the Bella Twins, but I just don't like the complaining for no reason, because there was a whole bunch of female talent. There was a whole bunch of male performers, men wrestlers that didn't get mentioned on that show either. So, you know, just get over it. As far as I'm concerned, like I said, I like the Bella Twins, but just get over it, because it's nonsense. Anthony Yard in boxing. Anthony Yard lost his chance at the championship. I forgot the name of the guy he's fighting. Jermaine Franklin is getting ready for Anthony Joshua. Ride time. Wrestling and boxing forever. I'm out. And remember, climb your ladder and get to your championship, whatever it may be. Stay positive. I'm out.